All right, we are good to go. Hello, Stargazers. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Nona. Hello, Mika. Hello, Vessa, and hello, Blank. How are you all doing today? Why is everybody using the single eye emoji? What does that mean? I'm seeing it all over the chat, and I don't know why. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is having a lovely Tuesday. If you are in the States on Earth, I hope you had a lovely holiday. Or if you are not, I hope you've had a lovely weekend. And hello, Grim, and hello, Thornscale! Hello! How are you all doing today? I am doing well. I've been trying to make a bunch of deadlines recently. You know, it's going to be end of the year. Stuff is starting to pile up. Yesterday I just finished a Christmas card design that I'm hoping to be able to post soon-ish. I still have to convert it into like asset related stuff for you guys. And then I'm trying to finish up some ode projects. I'm trying to finish up some design related stuff, and yeah, just sort of trying to, you know, wrap everything up for the end of the year, so that we can get into next year. And I have lots and lots of different things that I want to do for next year, but I don't want to get super tied into that because, I don't want to get myself super hyped. Last year I did, and this year has been admittedly a little bit rough. So the upcoming year, I don't want to be as excited as I was. Curb expectations, you know? But it's all good, and I'm excited for what we're doing today. We are going to be working on, we are going to be working on Mascot design, so I'm very excited. If you guys have any questions throughout the process, I will be happy to answer. I'm gonna be a little bit more in work mode than last time. Last time we were definitely more talkative mode. This is gonna be a little bit more work heavy, because I need to do it in the next few days-ish, but I'm really happy with the concept that I came up with for the prompt, so I'm hoping we can do something fun to make a nice visual little storyline that we've got going on. Agitation? What about agitation? A controlled flame of excitement. There you go, yeah, a controlled flame. No crazy deer bad boy today. Exactly, no crazy deer bad boy. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with that, to be honest. I made the deer, and I made the wreath, and I don't know how else it's gonna play out. Self-imposed deadlines are the most brutal. If you fall behind schedule, you can't avoid the person who gave you the deadline and their disappointment. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's self-imposed deadlines because we're trying to order holiday cards, earlier than before? Because I can do the artwork for them, but then, you know, have to, send them out to be multiplied for many people, and that requires earlier planning. So, next year, if I start doing the Christmas cards in September, don't be surprised. Because it's crazy how much it catches up on you. I'm actually going to, for next year, I'm going to try to do seasonal-based things a few months ahead of time, so that I am not constantly feeling like I am behind with the seasons. I will be lurking as I'm also working, but can't wait to see what you make. No worries, Ron. I appreciate you lurking. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so I've got the general design, and I'm curious what you guys think. I'm pretty happy with where we're going with it. So here is my main idea. So we've got this little critter in the lower right corner, and the prompt is to have relation to mana / magic. There is sort of a they're like a guide through multiple worlds, and the client has sort of this almost X-shaped looking logo, right? So my idea is this critter has, like, you know, there's a few subtle X designs on it. Like, we can see they've got this they've got this X going with the ears and the dress shape. It also repeats here. It's also in the halo. And my concept is that the claws can sort of make this, like, X-like shape in the air, right? Sort of slashing down. That opens the portal to the other world. And then this halo can sort of be temporarily taken off and placed where that opening is. And the halo kind of takes the job of, like, a picture frame, and then that stabilizes the portal when you're traveling between worlds. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. It's, like, so clear in my head, but I don't know if I'm articulating it correctly. Also, thank you, Roan! Thank you, Grim. Thank you, Vessa. The X-Halo reminds me of the dimensional tear in the finale of Gravity Falls. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, the star thing flies off and holds the gate open? Yeah, exactly. The guide can sort of, like, hold it and maneuver it, almost like you were holding a shield. And it can sort of place it where the tear in the fabric of reality is, and sort of hold it together in place. It's like using, you know, divine magic to hold together this sort of rift between worlds. If you were to turn this into a plushie, how would the halo above its head be made a part of the plushie? That's a really good idea. If I was making this into a plushie, what I would probably do, this is kind of what I see, like, if we think about Cube from Madoka Magica, right? The way that they usually have the halo around the ears is it usually has a thin tie on one end. So what I would probably do is have some thread, like, maybe on the ends here. Like, just subtle thread where the tips of the ears are. I think that would probably be the best way to do it. Probably thick and attached to the back of the head. I do want the floating effect, so I feel like I would probably sew it to the ears if we were to do that. I think it would definitely be doable, though. I think it would be definitely be doable. And yeah, that is a good question, because I think it's really important when you're designing a mascot. I mean, what's the purpose of a mascot, right? To usually, you know, promote the VTuber or the company or what have you. And most of that usually involves some form of merchandise. So it's always helpful to think of, like, what is potential merchandise that might be needed someday down the line, right? So yeah, I think if it was a plush, I'd probably make the halo out of, like, a thick felt, and then sew parts of it to the tip of the ears. And if I was doing, let's say, a figurine, like a Pokemon figure, I would probably mold the halo to the ears as well. It might be a little fragile for a plush, at least one designed to be cuddled. You'd be surprised. Most mascot-y type plush designs aren't super great for cuddling. A lot of them are more like display pieces. I'm trying to think of, like, a good example of that. Like, okay, a plush of Arceus, right, from Pokemon, that would be a little bit hard to cuddle. right? With the giant, ironically, with the giant X going through its body. Arceus is also a good example for sure, yeah. Or again, another X Pokemon, Xerneas. The giant crystal horns on its head. It was made into a plush. It was made into many different plush. But yeah, there are some cases where you want it to be made into a plush in terms of like you don't want it to be too complex. But you'd be surprised what you could do in terms of little details like that, right? There's a reason Pikachu is the mascot, not say something like Mewtwo. People love the Snorlax plush, true. Also, hello, C+. Hello, hello. If not for cuddling, what's the purpose of a plushie? Collectible. I would say, like, you know, Ninomai Inanis is top tier when it comes to mascot and plushability. Like, the Takodachis are very, very plushable. But there's a few that aren't necessarily. I'm also thinking about, like, there are plush of angel-type characters, right? The halo is essentially signifying that she sort of has, like, this angelic, divine power, and then the horns are kind of the reverse of it. She kind of has both going on. But anytime we do a plush of a character, like, I would argue Kyubey is an amazing, amazing mascot. But let me quickly look up a plush of Kyubey to see how they do it, and I can sort of show you guys. Because I think, yeah. What they do is it's kind of like, it's tied to the ears here. You see that? So that's probably what I would do, or, I think there's a, if you were to look at, like, a Beanie Baby, right? They do it, like, on the back of the head here. So you could also probably do something like that. With the way that I have it, it would probably be closer, to Kyubey. You should see Amelie's wall of plush. She literally stapled all her plush on the wall in her bedroom. She even has, oh jeez. Yikes. What a cruel fate for a creature of plush, reduced to mere object of collection, no purpose than mere static existence. Well now we're just getting into the plot of Toy Story, right? Also, hello Kage! Welcome in, how are you doing today? Hello on VStream. I don't know, I mean... Alright, counterpoint. What if we're talking about, figurines? Not action figures, but, display figures, collectibles. Anime prize figures, right? If you did play with them, they're very likely to break and it's not their intended purpose. So would not playing with them be a bad thing in this case? In that same way, you might have a plush that is not designed for cuddling, but is intentionally a collector's piece. I mean, if the like, let's say you have a let's say you have like a Stife stuffed animal, which are very, 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 very expensive. It's kind of insane how expensive a Stife is. I would not normally let a child cuddle that. They're a few $100s each. I don't know. I mean, there's fragile dolls that aren't really for playing with. I think that it's okay to have merch that isn't always for cuddling, but is just, like, to make you happy, you know? There's a sense of... maybe it can be a little buddy that lives on your desk. Does it necessarily have to be cuddled? No. Maybe it's your desk friend, and that's perfectly valid, I think. Maybe it's your convention friend. Maybe you bring it around to, convention booths that you do. I've seen a lot of artists do that. They have, a plush that sits at their convention booth. I think that's perfectly okay. But anyway, we are getting a little bit off track here. So what I want to do is I want to start doing some sketches that can better tell the story. Let me make sure there's the right pen here. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's one of those possessed plushies Joel sells. There you go. Let's see how I want to do this. I need to find a way to visually communicate my points for this character. So one that I have is like, we need to make this hard eraser and hard pen. Okay. One that I have is sort of this X thing, so that probably is gonna be something like this. It's gonna be hard because they don't need to find a way to make it look like that their arms are sort of away from them. But sort of this X motion, and then you would go down with the claws, and it's making this rift to another world. It's literally tearing the fabric of space. And I'm just trying to figure out how I can do that while still letting the face show. Maybe it needs to be above the head? Chibi animals are hard to make holding their head above level, that's for sure. Their hands above their head. How can I best do this? Alright. I'd either have something where it's sort of at the... That eye is so derpy. Just trying to get the general idea down right now. Either something where you can kind of see it, see the face here, or it's above them, and I'm not entirely sure what works best. And then and then when it's down, it's gonna... So it's gonna kind of create this shape here. Not everything is restricted by its default use. A rubber duck is commonly used to help computer programmers write their programs. Yes, the rubber duck method! Exactly, exactly. Oh my gosh, I love the rubber duck thing so much. No, okay, I feel like this is a little more natural. They wouldn't be raising their hands that high above their head for a very natural pose. It would just sort of like cross in front of them, and it might normally cover their face a little bit, but that's okay. Maybe we can make the arms a little bit lower. And it won't be as intrusive. Hang on, I'm losing track of what I'm trying. There we go. Reminds me of X-Men. I don't know anything about X-Men, but based on the name, it wouldn't shock me. And then some sort of claw thing. I'm gonna have to do like a... Yeah, that would make sense. And then... It's gonna have to kind of be a repeated looking thing. Also, the idea for these are, like, super loose, so I'd be curious if you guys have any, like, comments or feedback or anything. Because I'm still sort of developing this, live in a way. And I just want to get the general idea for the character down. And then I'm gonna do some more refined pieces that look a little cleaner. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be really hard to try to show what I'm talking about here. But hopefully it makes sense, right? And then that would be, yeah. That kind of movement. Something like that. Just trying to get the idea. I know what to ask Star for now. JoJo pose. What do you mean? Also, Vessa, thank you so much for resubscribing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, next year, updated emotes. I swear. Next year. Next year. Hold me to that. Hold me to that. Next year, updated emotes. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Personal feedback is cute. Thank you. Alright. And I need to have a way to, like, you open it, and then something over here with, like, I don't know how we're gonna illustrate this, but basically, portal can be held together with Halo in a way. I'm trying to figure this out, but it's not easy. And then could be, wait, is this one layer? All right. I'm so tied down to the story part of it. I really want to make sure the story part works, because I think the idea with the Halo works really, really well. I actually can't resub for 3 more days, but it gave me the option to brag about it now, so I took it. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And then it needs to be like, you know, it's holding the portal open. And then it's like, here. After you. And then this could be some sort of like, I don't know. We're in space right now. And then this opens to another world. And there's like trees and mountains. And it's like a picture frame. Like the Halo is like a picture frame. If this doesn't end up being used, I'm gonna take it. Make her throw it like a shuriken. Oh my... No, wait, that actually... I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It, like, it gets thrown, and then it stays there, and then it's like... Yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. I swear, if this doesn't win, I am going to... If this is not used, then I'm holding on to it. And then it's like, woof. And then it appears. I hope this makes sense. Is it making sense? I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared that I'm falling in love with it. Shoot! Shoot. This was not supposed to happen. I don't really have a use for it. I don't... Ooh. I really like the picture frame idea. Darn it. I don't know what to do now. I'm so torn now. Like, okay, the winnings for it are not super important. It's like, the main reason I'm doing this is so that I can have footage for the sequel to the Mascot video. So if you guys watched the first Mascot video, and I said at the end, like, if you guys want me to walk through how I would do a mascot, then I would make a second video. So, I mean, a lot of the footage in this is for the second video. So, it's not like it's super critical, it's just like, I saw it and it was a good excuse to work on making a design. Stargate, sir. Yeah, now I'm just like... I made a mascot for a client so good I kept it for myself. Yeah, I don't... Oh... Alright, I'm gonna keep moving forward. Like... If I have to end up throwing it... Ugh. I have too many ideas, not enough time to do them. I just, you know, the angelic motif, and the picture frame motif, and the world hopping motif, it's just very much like, oh, I put too much of things I like in it. That was a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't put too many things that you like in the design so much that you end up not wanting to make it an entry. You just stop and do breathing exercises. Oh, fine. exercise! Action! Ring! Ow! Ow! Bang! Very much not a breathing exercise. Prism would then also have a friend. Oh. I wasn't expecting this. Oh. Week 5 in a row of Star saying I will turn off the Twitch redeems and me painfully reminding her that she did in fact not. It's fine. 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 It's all good. Alright. I'm gonna keep going with this. Alright, so these are necessary to sort of explain story. I love the shuriken idea to explain story. And then guide here. See, I'm just picturing it like, in such a, like, animated way. Like, you'd go into the portal, she would jump in after you, and then, like, I feel like this is from some Looney Tunes thing. Grab the halo and then put it back on as the portal's closing, you know? I feel like that's a Looney Tunes idea, but it works. Oh, this is really painful. I wasn't expecting this to be so painful. It's like, I could design another character, but it's the Halo thing that I fell in love with. It's the Halo thing I fell in love with, and I feel like I couldn't just, like, make another character for myself that has the exact same Halo story, right? Like, the Halo is what's holding the entire design together. So I can't just make one for myself after. I could write episodes for this anime that doesn't exist. Oh. I wasn't expecting this level of pain. If you made one for yourself, it would be the Stargazer's gem instead. A gem doesn't work as well, though. Like, a halo is infinite possibilities. A halo of gemstones. See, the thing that I like is that even though I designed it as an X, it also works as a star. Blah. Blah. I do like the idea of having the halo itself be a tear in reality. Yeah, exactly. Like, you tear the reality apart, and then the halo holds it together. No, I get what you're saying, Roan. It's just, it's not as clean. Alright, I'm gonna, figure out, like, one... No, it's 5. I mean... Yeah. I shouldn't sabotage the contest or anything, because I'm like, oh, I would totally use this, and then if I didn't use it, then I would just be hurting myself. So... it definitely has too many elements of things that I personally like in it, though, so that's frustrating in a weird way. In a weird way I wouldn't have expected. Seriously, was not expecting that when I first started working on this, for sure. See if I need to do like a... floats. I don't know how to explain it. It just, it floats. No, I think this is fine. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go silent. I'm just like, my head is spinning right now. Cause I'm thinking like, you know, what I said was that the main point of this was to get footage for the video. So, like, you know, I would love to be able to get a mascot that's like actually official for something. Yeah, sorry, this one might be a little bit loud. Let me skip to something else. There we go. Hello, hello, Talon. Hang on, let me, catch up here. I'd only keep it if you know for certain you're gonna use it. That's the thing, like, I don't know what I would do with it. I'm in love with the concept now. I don't know 100% for certain. And then Vesa said the shuriken thing, and then I fell even more in love with it. Now I'm just... Creepy cute bird creature around two heads long? Something that would belong in the Pikmin game? Yeah, I would agree with Vesa. See the creatures that are in Pikmin? And sort of, glean what you can from that. Make notes if you have to. Like, for example, this creature here, this is a mix of pretty much a bunch of different Pokemon, almost. I knew I wanted, like, the big claw thing. So that's kind of, like, this is sort of inspired by Sneasel. The dress body is a little bit like Curlia. The long ears are sort of from looking at Zangoose. So, you know, be inspired with the things that you like around you. There's a lot you can glean from that. Make sure that this is all centered now. I'm totally dying though. I really did not expect to like it. Sorry. The volume of the different songs are different depending on what the author likes, I suppose? I don't know, I can't really figure that out yet. Alright. I feel like I should just move forward with what I have designed. And I have, like, a few days, so if I'm really feeling way too attached, then I can maybe try to come up with something else. But I should at least try to do a good job with this, right? Leave it up to fate, enter the character, and if it doesn't win, keep it. Yeah. You know, oh, the other thing is, oof, okay. I'm gonna have to look at the contest rules, because big thing that you guys should watch out for when entering anything at all. Always look this up. I'm gonna have to look this up later, because I probably, knowing me, I probably looked at it and didn't care when I first saw it, and now I would care. Because a lot of contests have a rule that says, even if you don't win, we can still use what you sent us. We can still use your entries. We still own every entry. So I'm gonna have to make sure that it doesn't say that. But anytime that you are entering a contest for absolutely anything, make sure that you look to see if a contest has that in their, you know, size 6 font rules. Because that could definitely change a lot of things. And you want to be really, really careful of that, I think. What confused me is that there are 3 prizes, so would they have plans for the other 2? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know. I really don't know. If it does, I wouldn't even enter it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Like, okay. If it does say that, yeah, okay. I also came up with sort of like a, an aquatic variant. So maybe I could do something like... I might play around with more designs. This was early drafts, this was like playing around with things. It's really just the Halo part that I fell in love with, honestly. Like, to me, it doesn't really matter what the character looks like. It's the Halo that I fell in love with. So maybe I can do something where I'm not giving away the Halo, potentially. Depending. I don't know. It's a powerful Halo. What can I say? Alright. I think I'll just go with refining these a bit more, so they're not super rough. And have something that's like... Yeah, that is honestly my main thing. Like, if I could design another creature and just not give it the halo that has the whole storytelling thing going on, I'd be fine doing that, honestly. I think I just fell in love with the Halo design too much. You know, there's like... There's part of me that very much likes Halo motifs in general, and then to have accidentally tied it into like a dimensional hopping, almost artsy related theme type thing, yeah, that was not... Should have known that that wasn't gonna go well, right? But on the other hand, I guess I can at least design memorable mascots, which is our main goal, right? Maybe an earring? What do you mean, maybe an earring? Oh yeah, Vtuber, those are interesting looking for sure. You could do another Halo but have it around an ear? Maybe. It's just the problem is like what the Halo does, right? Like the Halo's actual actions? I agree though, I mean I could just make it less, less apparent. It's just the whole, like, the cross, throwing it out as a shuriken, making the picture frame, like, that's just a little... I don't know. I feel like I could work with that for a lot of different things, and I'm now hesitant to give it away. Especially, you know, the other thing is, like, I'd be sad if that wasn't used, you know? Like, let's say that I came up with that concept, and then it was like, oh great, we love the design and we love the idea, and then it's like, you never see that part being utilized. Whereas, like, if I was doing it, for a client, maybe, I could say, like, hey, you know, you could utilize this in your, content, and you could do all this and that, and you could make it really interesting. But if it's a, if it's for, like, you know, something more corporate, then they might not ever use it. An earring is detachable and could perform some actions? That's true, that's true. Keep the halo, but don't let it be used for that? Okay. Wait, Kaku, that's a good idea. Maybe, like, keep the design, keep the halo, because, I mean, a star-shaped halo is not, I've seen other people do star-shaped halos. That's not super original. But then the purpose and use case, maybe shift it to something else. It's really, like, it's really the purpose and use case thing, you know? Because I don't want them being like, why are you doing the exact same thing that you designed? Take the idea and use it for your current mascot, make an ultimate design. Yeah, there you go. This is just my understanding. Please check for yourself. Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely will. If you can actually remind me after stream, just in case I do a stupid, if you can just remind me to check it real quick. I still like all the other motifs and design ideas. I still like the, you know, the X-shaped dress and the ears and just sort of still making that shape. I think that all works really well. So I think it still works a lot as its own design. I don't feel any super attachment to this design in particular. So I can definitely still enter it. YouTube's been claimed by the buffering plague. I take refuge here. Alright, no worries. Hopefully, it's not buffering for anybody else, right? Hopefully not? I like how the lion tail kind of acts almost like a candle. Can have different colors depending on the environment or what world you're headed to. Oh, that's what I was missing. I knew I felt like I was missing something. I need some sort of like, you know, show that the overhead view is that the dress is kind of doing this, right? Overhead views are tricky, but like... just so you have an idea. And then there's like... the tail. And I'll do better perspective later. But I just want to give myself a quick reminder that I need to do that. Alright, that's a little bit better. Would a kaleidoscope halo be too complicated? It's a really cool idea. I don't know how you would pull it off, though. Or like stained glass or something. And this would be some sort of, like, picture frame portal type thing. Yeah, there's almost a part of me that feels like that this... someone mentioned, like, a final form type thing. There's almost a part of me that feels like this should belong to Prism. I don't know if she would be up for it, but... I don't know. I'm just sort of... I'm thinking to myself a little bit at this point. I wasn't gonna make this a super, super chatty stream just because I was gonna try to focus on stuff. But now it's like... now it's not chatty because I'm just overthinking everything in my head. Kaleidoscope motif would work best in motion. True, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's what this looks like when it's spinning like a shuriken. You've got the kaleidoscope of different potential worlds, and then it reveals like the stable final one. Oh, I love and hate this so much. You got this thing, you know, spinning like a whirling dervish. And it's got all kinds of, like, crazy things going on in some sort of, I don't know, kaleidoscope galaxy whatever, and then it finally settles on whatever world it is that you need to go to. Give it to Prism. Plans change. Yeah. Yeah, this is like... maybe the end of the tail can show part of the dimensional change? Do you mean like the color? That's what I was thinking. Like, you know, you're going to like some sort of foresty world or something, the tail would be green. This is why it's so helpful to talk to you guys. Or perhaps you could just have like a kaleidoscope stained glass aesthetic halo that is not on top of the character's head, but on the upper top side behind the character. You have like a texture mask help you achieve this. Kaleidoscope stained glass halo, not on top of the character's head, but on the upper top side behind the character. Oh, like I was saying with the Beanie Babies? Yeah. Yeah, you could. Color or colors from the dimension would be cool for the end. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you know, you're in like a super fiery volcano area, the tail's glowing orange, that kind of stuff. If you change your mind, just don't accept the prize and keep the character. I'm not gonna, no, I'd have to make a decision ahead of time. I'm not gonna throw them off. If it happens to go well, then I can't be like, oh, actually, never mind. Like, I wouldn't do that. How do claws hold giant? Oh, it's fine. I don't need the thumb to show. Thumb's underneath. It's fine. I'm trying to really analyze if I would have a use for this or not. I'm trying to really think about it. Or if I'm just thinking like, oh, that's cool and I like the idea. You know? There's a huge difference between liking the idea of something and actually being like, no, I would use this in a lot of different things. At least that's how I like to think about it, right? Like, do I just think it's cool? Or do I actually think that there's a use case for it? That I would be able to utilize better than others? That's what I think we have to think about mainly. And literally, I was not expecting to fall in love with it, like, right before stream even. I've been doing roughs before stream, and I was not feeling this way until now. I don't know, Vessa said the shuriken thing, and it, like, it resonated too much. For some reason, I pictured it headbutting the center of the halo to open the barrier to the other dimension with the horns. Just run into the wall of space. If I don't end up, like, showing any of these sketches, it's fine. But I should at least hypothesize another story use case that would work for these guys. Like, for me, adoptables, I never have any use for. I think it's like, for me, I personally feel like I have to have use for something. That's just me personally. Like, I don't have secondary OCs because I just have, you know, myself and Prism and the Stargazers, and that's kind of all I need. try and do that cool pose with the backwards hand. Yeah, I mean, this would not be, like... I would not adopt a new OC. I really like the story with the Halo. It's pretty much the one thing holding me back. So if I can find a different use case for this Halo to be something else, then, you know, that could potentially be a thing. But I also, you know, I also want to put my best foot forward. I'm very torn. I got a silly idea for a mascot, but I'm a way off from having one made. I don't even know if I'll actually use one, but it's fun to think of one. Yeah, it's definitely just fun to think of them, for sure. For sure. In the beginning, I think it's hard to figure out if you'll utilize a mascot or not. So I think it's something that can come with time. There's zero reason you can't design this mascot with a halo and use it in your own work too. Not if they do the exact same thing though, right? That's why I'm trying to figure out a potential alternative storyline. Why not? Because I feel like they would get mad in a way, like, why are you using the thing that you made as an entry? You know? Also, hello Rayless! Welcome in, how are you doing today? Your idea of a mascot also changes drastically over time? Yeah, for sure. How has it changed for you? I'd be curious to know. I think you're agonizing over a standard you made for yourself that no one else will be bothered by. That's possible. Also, hello Gamer Ludwig, thank you very much for the lurk. Hope you enjoy your stay in the forest. What are they gonna do, sue you? No, but it's like, it's like you're copying yourself in a weird way. I don't know. It just feels weird. I have 3 mascots, one is a live 2D model, and I'm in the process of adding the one you made into a special redeem, just been taking a while. Oh, I'm curious to see what the special redeem works as. Do you consider yourself a mascot? Because I know you've got the dragon girl, the one from me, yourself, and then your human self. Are you counting yourself? You never signed anything saying the concept presented in the contest would be solely owned by them? I mean, true, but it's like, it's very much like a it's so specific. I don't know anymore. And again, I'm really trying to figure out, like, if it's something that I would use or just really like the idea of. There's a lesser used Ray Eye, PNG. Oh, right. The little, the one that looks like an iRobot. IDK Star, I think you should just use your own idea. I don't know which direction you mean for that. Like, again, I'm fine repeating, like, the shape of the halo and, you know, giving up this little critter and whatever. It's just the actions. Then again, I don't know. I mean, like, I'd be weirded out if someone then did, like, the exact same concept for something completely different, so it's weird, right? Except in this case, they would both be my own work? Isn't your VTube character already a mascot for yourself? I'm just me. I don't know. I mean, like, okay. In my Fox form, I would joke around that I was my own mascot because, you know, you're kind of taking on, like, a cute animal appearance. But as a well, okay, you also have, like, the cute plushie appearance, so yeah, I guess you could be your own mascot, but that doesn't fit, for every VTuber. I mean, yes, you could kind of say that you're your own mascot. It's really whatever you want to do, personally. Alright, and then let's get this top one here. This is actually gonna be the trickiest one to use. Use the halo idea for the dimension change? Yeah, maybe. I'm sorry, I'm just sort of like venting to you guys at this point. I don't mean to. I wasn't expecting any of this. I don't mean to vent or anything to you guys, but it's really helpful to hear from you. It's really nice to get your feedback and input. And it's just nice to chat about this kind of stuff, you know? I want to do mascots for others so badly, just not to the point that I, like, get too attached with personal themes. But I definitely do, want to continue making mascots for people. I find great satisfaction in it. I have an idea for a TTS-style mascot and a chat mascot, 2 different characters. Ooh, interesting. I'd love to hear more about that at some point. That sounds cool. Use the halo idea for the dimension change, but do it with a wand. Interesting, interesting. I feel like I have to play around a lot more now. Honestly, I feel like my head is gonna get, like, so fuzzy and thrown off with all of these concepts and ideas and things that I need to, like, I think I need to break down who I am and what I'm doing. Because maybe I just don't know anymore. I've been having a little bit of an identity crisis the past few months, I'm not gonna lie. I think Prism's been having a slight identity crisis too, because, you know, poor girl was announced to the world and then hasn't been seen since, and I feel bad. I think we're all having a bit of an identity crisis. Ah, I love the shape language in this. I love how I can just break it into, like, yet another X shape here. Who? Prism. She's sort of my little main stargazer in a way. And she is also, technically TTS pet. But she hasn't been around because things have just changed a lot, so I'm just trying to figure it all out eventually as time goes on. Make these a little bit bigger. There we go. I mean more in the sense that a mascot represents a brand or product of some kind. Like in my mind, a YouTube channel could be sent as sort of brand identity. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I would say that that is brand identity, like you're saying, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it is always a mascot. I think it depends on how you look at it. Like, if I was thinking about, Jazza, right? I would say that, like, Art with Jazza, the art YouTube channel, I would say that when he is, doing facecam stuff, he is himself, and then, when he has that little cartoon character on the screen, you know, in the little intro title, I would say that that's sort of his mascot, but it's of him. But as VTubers, we sort of are the cartoon in a way, so I don't know if you would necessarily say that our model is our mascot? It gets confusing, right? Then you start questioning, like, you know, what is existence and all that kind of stuff. I personally do not see myself as a mascot. I see myself as myself, and then Prism's my mascot. But I'm sure other VTubers could argue differently. You can use a saying or jingle to also represent a brand too. Very true, very true. Oh, I hope the villain thing isn't permanent. My goodness. I'd say a regular VTuber avatar is usually a representation of the content creator, whereas the mascot is a representation of the brand channel community. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of how I see it too. When I finally decided I wanted to be a normal blue spooky bird, but I just recently found out I actually want to become a small blue spooky bird. Now I'm gonna have to redesign the PNG. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Even the slightest things, right? We have to be able to reflect that in some way. Alright. We got the little angry eyes here. I still want to do the little, Little star shape. I was originally gonna have it be X's, but I feel like the sparkle star shape works nicer. And I think I might want to make them a little bit shorter. Perhaps. A little stouter. And then I probably don't need to make their arms that big. Oh, shoot. Okay. How do I need to get to that sizing. So the arms are definitely too big. Or maybe it's just a matter of, let's see here. Does that work a little bit better? Yeah. I want them to be like 1.5 heads tall, and with this, they're 2 heads tall. The arms are getting in the way. The arms are getting in the way, I think. Was music really choppy? Not on my end, but I don't know. People were saying they were having buffering issues earlier too, so I'm not super sure. Okay. What are we gonna do about these hands that are like definitely too small? I think the problem is I'm making it look like the hands are bent, like the arm is bent, and I think that they're short enough that it's just the entire hand. So I'm trying to figure out how you would show that. Alright, I'm glad the music is good on your guys' end. Alright, that works, that works. I'm happier with those proportions, I think. It's hard to do the crossover when the arms are so tiny. You know? And the tail has the mana going. And then I'm gonna copy and repeat oh, still need to get the halo in there. Most important part, obviously. I'm not making it, like, super clean. I still have to go and do, like, another pass with line art. I know, crazy, right? Alright, and then the arms here can be more, like, going in that downward position here. And then the ruff of fur just sort of helps separate this white face marking. Otherwise, it would just kind of be random. And I never really like when I see it random, like a random patch of white like that. I always want it to continue somewhere along the belly, because that's how it always is with animals. Alright, no worries, Nona. Have a good rest of your day. And thank you very much for stopping by. And then we sort of got the claws going here. Sort of doing that downward strike looking thing. that we have to somehow make look like they're going down. And then we'll have the other layer with this sort of transparent tear in reality. I've filled my work schedule to New Year's, so I gotta watch sleep schedule. Alright, sounds good, Suno. Thank you for stopping by. And da-da-da-da-da-da. I wish there was a way that I could get the arms a little bit higher. Because they're not quite in the right position yet? No, I guess they're fine. This would be like... yeah. That's fine. Show the movement here. And then it would go down. Oh! That's what I never get right. The direction. Okay. So it would be going like this, I would say. One's going down here, the other's going down there. It's a little tricky. And of course I forgot the white because I didn't have the chest fur. There we go. This also needs chest fur. I'm trying to not forget the chest fur. And then this overhead view, I need it to look like, you know, here's the dress. And it's really hard to do, like, perfectly overhead, so it's gonna be a little less so just so you can see where the ears are and everything. And the horns. If you make it, like, perfectly flat, it's fine if you're doing, like, model work, but if you're trying to understand... like, the main reason I'm doing this is to understand the body shape, right? So I don't need to make it, like, perfectly. And the other thing is I think I will make a tiny, tiny bit of a nose shape here. And I actually am trying to not add a little dot for the nose because I think that the not perfect animal appearance actually works better. It's a little more abstract, whereas this just looks a little too much like a chinchilla. And by getting rid of the nose, it makes it a bit more amorphous. And then the hands again here. Just a little bit cleaner. Something I think works well for that. So the nose has a tiny bit of a shape, but not too much, not too distracting, just a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a curve like that. And then you wouldn't be able to see the feet because they would be like right here. And then the one thing I haven't even begun to play around with yet is color. I haven't played around with the color at all. Let me just say, like, you know, arrow and arrow here. Where is this? Can you do commissions of me interacting with another character from a different franchise, like how you do with Sea Hero and Monarch together? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I can do multiple characters from different universes interacting. If it's gonna be a small indie, I would prefer for them to, be aware of it ahead of time and make sure that they're okay with it and everything. I want to go to the burger universe. I don't know what that would look like, aside from just a big burger somewhere here. What else do we need to do here? Oh, this needs to show the other pieces of the dress. I keep calling it a dress, but it's like kind of part of their body, so I don't know what I would call it, but yeah, something like that. Do these hands still feel too large, or I'm probably overthinking it at that point. I guess they'd be more like in front of you. It feels a little too flat. Let me just try playing around with, like, trying to make it feel a little bit less flat. Maybe it doesn't work, but I just want to experiment at least. Nah, I really need to focus on communication, so that's fine. Alright. Why don't we try doing some color tests? I think that would be good. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna throw these all into their own layer. I'm gonna hide these for now. And we're just going to have many, many versions of this critter. I want to get rid of the part that says Manatail on all of them, though. There we go. Three is probably good. And somewhere I had the colors that I've noticed in the branding. And that's not, like, not to say that I have to use them, it's just to say it's what I picked up on. The prompt for this was actually really, really minimal. So I'm just sort of going off of what I think could be amusing. Alright, let's say flats. And then what we'll do is we'll just quickly get a flat color down that we can base out. I know that I want the face to be white and the rest of it will probably be darker. I don't think it's going to be this blue. I just need to... I think probably a purple base will be the most effective for their brand. And then I'm definitely thinking the tail can be any color, depending on the world that is being visited. Alright. And then we will just duplicate this a few times. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have something rough to work with. We can play around with this. So, like, let's see. Alright. I know that it's probably gonna have white. Or maybe off-white. Maybe it'll be a little darker. Doesn't need to be, like, you know, pure blinding. It could be an off-gray. But I'm pretty sure that the mouth and chest area is going to be white. The part inside the halo should be a night sky with twinkling stars. I can definitely see that while it's spinning. Also, hello, Armordox. Welcome in, welcome in. You have to make something glow? Probably the tail, right? The halo I'm just picturing as your typical standard light yellow or white or something. Maybe the claws could be purple? How does that look? I'm gonna try a dark color scheme to start. This I'm just gonna make like a bright green just so I know like it can change color. Because I would not normally use like a bright green for anything, right? What if the fluffy part of the tail, the nails and horns all glowed the same color depending on the mood location? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the horns. I actually like the idea of it being the claws since, you know, the claw is what's breaking the boundary, right? The horns, I'm not really sure where they came from, to be honest, but I think I just subtly wanted a way to hold the design together a bit better. And then maybe this could be like the inside of the ears? Potentially. Let me try going with more of a darker purple. Because they don't have blue in their design, in their brand. It's a lot of purple. And I'm trying to not go straight to Galaxy. I'm trying to at least play around a little bit more before we go right there. I'm not gonna lie, despite being very much into color, sometimes I feel like it's the hardest part for me. I do like that. I do like all the different sort of reflecting the mood. It goes good, it got good boop bop boop. Fair enough, fair enough. That's a good point. Alright. Maybe we can do the eyes in that lighter lavender. I need to do something. Oh, maybe a gradient would be good for it. Maybe like a... Oh god, the green is just such a bad choice. Sometimes I feel like I have really good design ideas and the color just doesn't hold the rest of the concept together well enough. I like how since you made this can change colors color green and the rest is purple, it could look like a mascot for me now. I might have an interesting experimental lighting idea. Perhaps the flame on the mascot's tail could be lit by black light, which makes the rest of the mascot color scheme glow up like neon. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. So this would have to be like, hang on, let me play around with that. I mean, you guys have been saying glow. So this would have to be, how about not a green background? Like a, let's see here. Something like this? Is this for your gacha website? I do not have a gacha website, although it would be cool if I did. It feels like it doesn't have enough going for it yet, though. I can't believe you secretly hated green all this time. It's not a color I work well with, honestly. We've had the discussion about Peridot. I've never worked well with green. It's not something I have normally been able to work with. This feels like a poison-type Pokemon. This feels like a poison-type Pokemon. This is not... I need to do some other green. I will still make this green, but it needs to not be this green. This is a rough green to look at. This is a much better green. Oh my gosh. Okay. Much better green. If you want it to be like a neon black lighting color, you would have to have the flames dark purple and blackish. That would be hard to see, though. It went from poison to undead green. It works better with the purple, okay? Yeah, look right above my head. See, I can work with green. Let's see here. Maybe it could be white tips. You might hold it together a little nicer. Yeah, because then you got the, then it's the, then we got the white tips and the feet tips. So that works. We like that. We like that. Make these a little easier to see, but not glowing. Just a little bit brighter. Should this be like... No, I'll leave that. Boom bop boom achieved nicely. Do the green on the tip of the ears? I think we'll have a little bit too much green going on if we do that. This needs to be like a part of the magic, right? So I'm honestly not even sure if it should be in the horns. I'm gonna experiment taking it off the horns because the horns are already the horns are supposed to be a little bit more subtle. I don't know. I can't make everything glow, unfortunately. Maybe maybe this color. And then that was also the color in the ears here. This is a little bit darker. Do you think the horns should be more subtle, or do you guys like it when the horns glow? Maybe make the halo glow instead? The halo could be different colors? That could actually work a lot nicer. So, these all could change color, because that's sort of the source of the magic, right? I could see that working. Something like that? It makes it better having the horns glow up. So wait, you do like the horns? Which do you guys think works better? If the horns glow or if the halo glows? Werewolf Game, thank you so much. I appreciate it. The overall piece looks boring without the horns glowing up? Alright, this is where we... This is the reason we do the thing. Is this my flats? Alright. This is the reason we do this. Alright. So let's... Come on. Take it off here, add it back here. This is literally the purpose of doing the multi-colored pieces, right? See what works well and what doesn't. And then this would go back to being like the pale yellowy white that we had earlier. So this is a way that you can sort of quickly see if your idea is working or not, or if you might need to adjust it and work with it in a different manner, right? So these are like basically color swatch keys. We're just playing around and trying to see what works and what doesn't. Horns glowing looks good. Maybe keep the halo not glowy. Okay, okay. I'll be sure doing the same thing whenever I get redoing the small blue spooky burb. You need to find a way to like simplify saying that. Small blue spooky burb. We need to call it like the SB times 2 or something. You gotta have a faster way of saying that. It's such a mouthful. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You don't have to do that. Alright, so we prefer the horns then, and we'll leave the spurb. There you go. We'll leave the halo as is, and then the horns, claws, and tail is what can take on all the other stuff. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I think it would be too much to have every single part of this glowing. Now we need to figure out if there's anything else that we can add to sort of make things look more interesting. Like, could this use any patterns? Like, maybe if this had, like... What do we think if it had a bit of a galaxy motif? Does that complicate it? This might, like, get... I love galaxy motif on things, but, you know, there's always the risk of it being too much and not iconic enough, so maybe not. I love it, but it's tricky to use on a mascot. Like, I was commissioned to do a galaxy dragon recently, right? And I love doing that. Fast music, jeez. I don't know what I'm doing. See if there's anything I can work with here. Let me go through the prompts again. Blah. I'm gonna skip this one. It's not right now. Sorry. Alright. Vast scape of worlds, blah blah blah. Yeah, there's like nothing for this, so that's not useful. There's a part of me that debates on the galaxy look, but I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, it better look good whether or not you have it, right? Like, oh, you know what? Maybe what I could do is do, let's see if this works. Maybe not. I was gonna try, like, maybe a little constellation look, but nah, that's not as effective as I thought it would be. Yeah, probably best to not overdo it, but it still feels like it's missing something. Something's not being used to hold it together yet, and I don't know what it is. I just insisted and say it the long way because I take a lot of pride in my horror VTuber concept. That's fair. That's fair. I just feel like there's something that's not making it sit right with me yet, and I don't know what it is. Maybe this just needs to be brighter. Maybe this just needs to be, like, a little bit more contrasted from the main clothing. Maybe it just needs a little bit more contrast. I think, like, 1 or 2 gradients is okay in a design. You don't want to go overboard with it. Especially because some manufacturers, like, charge more for that. I think something like that could work. Can you guys think if there's any, additional variant that we should play with? Like, if I grab this and bring this over? Anything else we need to play with? Sometimes what I actually like doing is, if this is on a new layer, I'll just go into, like, Clip Studio, and I'll just start throwing these around and seeing if there's anything interesting that comes out of it. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But it's sort of a quick way to play around with color concepts. Like, this is a little bit more of a slate gray, which I actually don't hate. I was gonna say texture, but I'm saying texture right now, so that's on my mind. I would not do texture for mascot design, personally. Or I wouldn't focus on trying to make that the main thing, I should say. I kind of like a little bit of the slate gray in a way. And this is a little bit of a warmer take on it versus a cooler take. Actually, this is even more bright. You know, there's part of me that's actually torn between the really bright version and the really dark version. Like, this would be the brighter version, but it has less saturation. And then this is more of like a slate, but it's a little calmer in a way. maybe if I was to... Kind of makes it look more like clothing if I separate it out like that. I think I like this easier to read color scheme a little bit more than the dark purple. I think it's a little bit calmer here. And then I also want to play around with this not being green. Let's try to get the halo back to the color it needs to be. I think I like the halo being sort of a peachy yellow. I think that'll work for most aspects. And then let's just see what happens if we made its main color pink. Which is probably gonna be too much, but let's just try it. And then let's move over another add glow. Where's this one? Alright, that's fine. And make it bright. Maybe a little more orangey, sort of balance. Where's this? There we go. And just because that's going to be a little too much pink, let's just try and lighten it a little bit so it stands out. Something like that where we can change around the colors. Current song is Mascot's theme. And then the eyes will probably just be a darker blue, so that we can see them a little bit easier, but... Or, you know, blue, black. And yeah, there we go. And there's definitely part of me that still wants to consider a alternative use for that halo. So I might have to think about that. But I think design-wise, I think it's okay to submit. And I like the idea of them sort of like changing color, and I think that this slightly more neutral, slightly lighter color will work good against dark backgrounds and light backgrounds, which I think is good. Maybe blue glow? Just experiment with blue? Alright, let's play with it on this one because I think we are good on here. Let's duplicate that. Whoa! Duplicate that. And I need to hide the glow on here. And I need to hide the flats on here, and then I need to duplicate the flats. I think it's so cool because, like, if this is in space, right? when you're doing that giant X in the air, it's gonna make, like, trails of glowing movement, which is really cool. Alright, where's that? Where is it? Here? Alright. There we go. That's what it would look like in green, blue, and pink, and then, you know, things could also probably be gradients and mixes, and it's a pretty open-ended idea. I feel like pink would probably be the main one. Either pink or blue would probably be the main one. Just cause, like, it's close in its existing color scheme. And I don't know how, but the green kind of got lost. Where's the flats for that? Here? Where are ya? There we go. There we go. I think that's good though. I think we actually got a fair amount done today. We were able to establish sort of the final design, do some of the storytelling pieces, and then play around a little bit with the color. I still don't feel like I am super strong in the color, but I'm going to leave it where it is, and then step back and see if there's any changes that I want to make or not. If there are not, then that's fine, then I will go with what I have. I think that this would make a cute mascot, and I think that there would be a lot of fun ways to personalize it and change it up for different occasions. There's even a part of me thinking that it could, like, lose the halo, since the glowing is such a important aspect of it at this point, but I don't know. I'm gonna, you know, we throw around things, we experiment. This is why we do the color swatches, right? And I think that it'll be something fun. I'm not really sure what at this point, but I'll keep playing around with it. I'll get it out within the next day or two, and then I will have it posted on Twitter and the Discord. So if you are not yet part of the Discord, definitely consider. We would love to have you join the Sacred Forest. It is a safe for work, art-focused Discord channel, and even if you're not an artist, it's a great way to get notifications on when I am going live. Thank you very much, Vessa. And yeah, our next stream will probably be Saturday. I'm not really sure what we're doing for Saturday. It kind of depends on where my schedule is going or not, deadline-wise and whatnot. But yeah. So thank you all so much for coming. Getting feedback from you guys has been really helpful, so I super appreciate that. And with that, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world, or the worlds beyond. Definitely in the worlds beyond at this point, with our multi-dimensional world hopping. And thank you so much, Stargazers. All the best.